Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pony and Wolf Productions video. My name is visualbrony and today we are reading the story Buried by the Shoreline by another author that we have featured on here before by the name of Art Inspired. Now, I have looked a little bit into the comments, and according to the comments, this kinda, is like a murder mystery. At least it sounds like one, but it isn't really one. It's funny, and yet it's not funny. I don't know, the comments are all over the place. Anyhow, most people seem to like it, and so I decided to read it. So, guys, as always, here's a list of those amazing people who keep this channel alive with their monthly donations. And as always, guys, let's get into this, because I am fairly certain that I am annoying you by now. They pulled up to a free parking space. Fluttershy sat comfortably inside of her cute multicolored punch buggy, but Sunset Shimmer was the one who was in the driver's seat. Fluttershy told Sunset, "Now put it in park." Sunset rolled her eyes and went for the stick shift. "Good." Fluttershy excitedly cheered her friend along by saying, "Very good. I never doubted you for a second." "Uh-huh," Sunset responded pleasantly. "I've got the hang of it now. It's just, your car drives so quirkily." They got out and, looking back, Sunset also voiced, "It's got way too many frilly flower decals too." Fluttershy gasped and replied, "Oh, why, thank you so much, Sunset." Sunset chuckled lightly and then began helping. "I'll get the blankets and the cooler." Fluttershy and Sunset Shimmer then walked in sandals together down towards the beach, and they firstly enjoyed the crisp sound of the waves as well as the chirping seagulls. They next sensed the smell and distinct taste of salt water looming in the warm air, and finally there was the soft and hot sand that moved around underneath their toes. Fluttershy wobbled as she took another step and grabbed hold of Sunset Shimmer's hand. "I'm a little unsteady. Hold on to me." Sunset groaned. "Yeah, I hate that song." Fluttershy regained her balance, but they still held hands. "I don't know," Fluttershy said. "I think it's kinda nice." Sunset walked backwards, and with the light beaming brightly against her back, she told Fluttershy, "I think you're kinda nice." This earned the red-haired girl a laugh from her friend, and as they kept going along passing by hill after sandy hill, a dazzling combination of red and pink colors could be seen cascading down the long, stretching horizon. They calmly jogged together, and as they rounded the waves, they eventually spotted a lighthouse. There was also a peaceful-looking clearing of flat sand just ahead, and Fluttershy then recommended, "Right here seems pretty nice, don't you think, Sunset?" She turned around. "Sunset?" Fluttershy saw her friend with her sandals off, and her feet were already dipped in the refreshing salt water. Fluttershy came up to her, but didn't yet wish to go in. She asked Sunset, "Don't you think—" "Huh? Say what, Fluttershy?" Sunset turned back around, only to make an odd-sounding request. "Bury me." There was an awkward pause. "In the sand?" Fluttershy asks timidly. "Now? Already? But Sunset, we haven't even gotten our towels set up yet or anything. I'll gladly give you a dirt nap as soon as this is done." She gestured with her arms for Sunset to come out of the water. "Fine," pouted Sunset. "That assertive elective you took is really paying off." Their spot was set up fairly quickly, and while Sunset took care of the battle against the umbrella, Fluttershy handled the radio. "Ha! Takes that and stay there!" Sunset said after double-checking her work. After Fluttershy had finally found a good station for them to listen to, she heard Sunset make that exact request again from earlier. "So you'll bury me all the way up to my neck in the sand now, right, Fluttershy?" She seemed a bit eager about this, so slowly and gently, Fluttershy therapeutically asked, "Why do you want to be buried so much, Sunset?" She twiddled her thumbs as she voiced, "You're
honestly kind of confusing me right now.
The girl with the red and brilliantly yellow hair sighed for a short amount of time and then hastily explained.
It brings back memories, all right?
Fluttershy couldn't think of anything else to say, so she simply took Sunset back down to the shoreline. They began digging, and Fluttershy ventured to ask,
What kind of memories?
There was a lump within Sunset's throat. She looked up towards Fluttershy and admitted,
There's a lot of memories that I have of being buried on a beach. I hadn't realized it before, but I've had so many of my friends. I've been buried by lots of people.
She looked down and away for a moment. Fluttershy asked her,
You mean ponies, don't you? This was one of your favorite things to do, wasn't it?
Sunset smiled just as they finished making the hole. In Sunset went, and then she giddily squealed with excitement.
Even though we're so close to the beach, I actually haven't done this in what feels like ages.
Fluttershy asks her in preparation.
I'll start with your legs. Are you ready, Sunset?
The girl in the hole nodded with anticipation and a toothy grin, and just as the grains were filled up to her ankles, Sunset sighed very contently.
Oh, Fluttershy, have you ever tried this? When I was just a little kid,
she admitted.
I remember being a bit afraid at the time.
Sunset nodded while elevating herself with her elbows. As she waited patiently for Fluttershy to finish up, she enjoyed just being on the beach for as long as she could. She then asked,
You brought sunscreen, right?
Fluttershy's smile dissipated and she said,
Let me go check. I'll be right back.
Sunset was already completely covered up to her neck with sand, but she didn't mind at all.
It used to be so nice. Just as expected, it still is,
she said softly. The wind kissed just her face and arms, and the whooshing of the nearby waves helped soothe Sunset's shimmer that much more.
I'm back,
Fluttershy called out, reawakening Sunset from a momentary 3-second nap.
Good news. I remembered to pack the sunscreen after all.
Sunset's friend came on over to nestle right next to her.
Fluttershy? Yes, Sunset?
There was a very short pause. Sunset broke the silence and said,
I always used to visit the beach with Princess Celestia. Oh,
Fluttershy replied.
I assume that you must have such lovely memories of your time with her, right?
Nope.
There was fire, explosions, bombs going off, and cheese went everywhere.
Fluttershy gasped while holding her hand up to her mouth, and there was another short pause. The two of them began laughing together, and Fluttershy was soon saying,
Seriously, though, tell me about it. Okay,
Sunset said while blushing.
She pushed me pretty hard at first, but as I did better and better, I began to impress her. We even bonded sometimes, and then one day she actually invited me to the beach. I was just so surprised. She then proceeded to bury you.
Fluttershy finished.
Yep. Although with magic it was a whole lot quicker. Ever since then, I've just got this thing for being buried all the way up to my neck in sand.
The two of them smiled at one another, and Sunset then kindly requested,
Could you also be sure to bury my arms, Fluttershy?
She got back to work while saying,
Sure thing, Sunset Shimmer. Try not to fall asleep again.
Sunset giggled as Fluttershy began blocking the sun, and then she said,
You have no idea how much I miss this feeling.
Hello and welcome back to Comment Time with Social Pony, where I remind you that you can support Pony and Dwarf Productions through the links down in the description below. Every dollar helps is needed and very much appreciated, and helps to keep the lights on around here, and you want to keep the lights on around here because I need electricity to record and to edit. And without electricity, I cannot charge this tablet which I use to record, you know, and without money, I cannot buy gas to drive where I actually record. So, yeah, every donation is actually very much appreciated and needed to keep this channel going. More now than ever, you wouldn't believe, seriously. Anyhow, guys, so what do I have to say about this? I think we all have things from our childhood, like guilty pleasures from our childhood, that we barely tell anyone about. Like, for example, for me, I was kind of like a cat when I was a child. Because every time my parents would buy something big in a big cardboard box, I would literally snag that cardboard box, put a blanket and a pillow in it, and I would sleep in it. I am not kidding. And the tighter a fit it was, the better. You know, it was weird. I had a really big, really expensive bed, but I would prefer a cardboard box in a corner. And yeah. Sincerely yours, Visual Pony, and I hope... Don't try this again! Bye-bye!
I think he's getting wise to us. Also, here, have your sword back. Thank you!